You actually tweeted a bunch of images demonstrating the similarities between xenophobia and anti-Semitism.
That's a common theme in both xenophobia and anti-Semitism, dehumanization, comparing people to insects on the theme of the infiltration, like their influence is everywhere, they've infiltrated us. When or there, that's very telling. It's the big aggressive Chinese dragon strangling the world, and we used to depict Jewish people as well like that. The goal of world domination is also a common theme.
Right. So we have two images here. We have like a claw, right? We have it says from the Financial Times, an assertive China challenge, and it has like a dragon hand, right? And then on the right side, this is some kind of anti-Semitic cartoon, and we see someone representing, I guess, Jews, who also has wings and claws and a tail, and is also around the globe.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Or the squid.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, that has its tentacles around the world. So I think that there are a lot of quite striking similarities, not only in the iconography. That's a cover. All covers of the famous anti-Semitic book, the Protocols of the Elders of Zion,
right?
And Military Review, which is I think U.S. Army official journal, almost took the same iconography to illustrate a special edition of on China.
Wow! So they have the serpent in both of those. Yeah.
So there are strikingly a lot of very common themes between xenophobia and anti-Semitism. So infiltration, dual loyalty, also that's a big one. Recently, we had the head of the French Foreign Intelligence Services saying, and I quote, that every Chinese citizen is regarded by the Chinese as an activable intelligence agent, which, of course, is also a common anti-Semitic tropes, with Jews being seen as more loyal to Israel than their own country. When the truth is that the Chinese, all the Jews, of course, are human beings with free will, and they aren't more activable than anyone. Goal of world domination, the whole blaming COVID on the Chinese, which we actually had the same thing during the bubonic plague in Europe, when it was blamed on the Jews. Then we have the whole blood libel thing, so which was a common theme in anti-Semitism. The Jews were accused of stealing Christian blood, stealing Christian children, and taking their blood, or other atrocities. As everyone knows, we have a lot of atrocity propaganda on China, which is extraordinarily effective. You depict the people as committing atrocities to rile everyone up against them, and then justify clamping down on them. For the Chinese, we have organ harvesting, running slave labor, genociding the Uyghurs or the Tibetans. I even saw a story by Reuters that was about the Chinese killing babies to make edible powder with their flesh. Like, you have stuff like that. That's crazy.
What was it? Adbusters? I just saw Adbusters. I shouldn't even say this because I saw you retweeted this. Let me find this.
Yeah, they compared Xi to Hitler, right?
Yeah, they compared Xi to Hitler. What is that?
Yeah. That.
I mean, sorry, that's not really a question. It's a bit of a lead-in question. They tweeted, years before Chamberlain caved to the Nazis, we knew where Hitler was going. knew the stakes, but we kept putting up with him because we wanted to do business with him. We just didn't have the guts to take him on until it was too late. The same thing is happening with Xi. And then they have in this weird font, I'm not sure what they're trying to suggest, the next Hitler, ? So what's your response to that? Xi, he's just like Hitler comparison.
Yeah, I mean, the comparison is insane. It's completely historical. When you look at what China has done over the past 4 decades, not only they've not started any war, they haven't even fired a single bullet abroad in 40 years. So to make the claim that they're an aggressive power, Hitler-like, is absolutely demented. Or if you look at what they've done internally, they've listed hundreds of millions of people out of poverty, the biggest improvement of living standards in the entire world history. So I mean, it's literally absolutely nothing to do. And they're communists. They're not. They're not
right.
extreme right.
They were on the other side, in case they missed that. Yeah. It's very weird because I mean, Adbusters, they define themselves, just going back to the organization that tweeted this, they define themselves as a global network of activists, writers, artists, designers, tricksters, poets, philosophers, and punks. Our aim, win the planetary endgame. And they published an article about Xi. In fact, I'm gonna just share this article because I think it's kind of an interesting case study. Let's see. We've been here before. Years before Chamberlain caved into the Nazis, we knew where Hitler was going, aware of what was at stake, felt what was coming, yet we kept putting up with his ever-escalating swipes. I mean, is that like an understatement or what? Swipes? This isn't like Tinder. Okay. Indignities and arrogances. We just didn't have the guts to take him on until it was too late. Now the very same thing is happening with Xi Jinping's China. We're appeasing him, tolerating his mounting pugnaciousness, compromising our values for economic favors, blindly following the same script that got us into World War II. Be warned, nothing short of an all-out meme war can avert World War III. If we can't heal our divisions, rally around our democratic values, if we can't come up with a better story to believe in than never-ending growth and consumerist distractions, if we can't look Xi Jinping in the eye and ask why he is keeping vital information hidden from his people, why he is committing genocide in Xinjiang, why he is building artificial islands in the South China Sea, and why he is slapping punitive sanctions on every nation that dares to challenge his predominance. If we can't meet might with ideological might, then halfway through the 21st century or much sooner, we'll wake up one fine morning, shake our heads, and wonder why we're now vassals in a China-dominated slave state more horrifying than anything Orwell ever dreamed of.
Yeah, I mean,
is this a joke?
You have actually, there are several of the themes that we're speaking about during the conversation on the comparison between anti-Semitism and xenophobia. And the big theme in that article is world domination. But the idea that China will want to dominate the whole world and enslave us all, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's totally contrary to Chinese culture. If you look they have like 5,000 years of history, so we know a thing or two about China.
Right.
And what they've always done historically is actually build walls, the Great Wall of China, the Great Firewall of China, the sanitary wall during COVID, to protect themselves and isolate themselves from the rest of the world. They've never gone abroad. They've never gone to other countries around the world trying to colonize them and so on. In their religion, you've never had Chinese missionaries going outside China trying to convert people to Taoism or other Chinese religions. It's totally not in the Chinese culture. And most serious observers agree on this. Like Kissinger, for instance, in his book on China, he said, China never espoused the American notion of universalism to spread its values around the world. It's just not at all what China is about. They're about trying to pursue multipolarity and get legitimacy in the eyes of the world for their own system, but not impose it on other countries.
It's really crazy. And these are people who have like some progressive stuff in their timeline about like Palestine, but they're very
confused.
They're very confused, and we're here to help.